Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Good morning, viewer, and welcome to Morning Dew on Dott Television. How are you doing? I hope you woke up on the right side today. Some people say they wake up on the wrong side. I woke up on the right side, and of course, I am up and doing. My name is Henry Uzo, and of course, today we have quite a lot for you as usual, taking you through headlines in the papers, do a review of it, and of course, have conversations both in what is happening in the entertainment world, business world. Maybe have a guest in the studio. Just stand by. We're with you. Success is also in the studio.
Good morning and welcome to a wonderful Wednesday on Morning Dew, where we bring you topical stories and news headlines happening around the globe. I am Success Benjamin. Your day just got brightened. Ify, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, and it's our pleasure to be here today. We hope that you're ready to set sail with us. Wednesday is Winning Wednesday.
Okay.
So together we're going to win. We welcome
Is
you.
it every Wednesday?
Yes,
No.
Winning Wednesday. That's the hashtag.
Okay.
So it's now your decision whether to win or not. But I choose
Wonderful
to win.
Winning Wednesday.
Yes, my name is Ify Arono. Welcome to Morning Dew on Dott TV.
Talking about winning yesterday,
Yes.
it was Spain that carried the day in the first semi-final.
Wow.
They removed the almighty France. France did not come to the party.
And you know, because of
And,
you, we stood behind France.
Yes. So
Yes, we
I
supported
don't know
them.
how I'm going to change camp now. Maybe I'll shift to England.
Perhaps.
And we'll follow as well.
But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Okay, viewer, just stand by. We'll be back. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Yes, welcome back. Straight up, we are going to news update, and of course, Success has the stories.
Welcome to News Update on Morning Dew. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has reserved judgment in the appeal challenging the deregistration of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, and 4 other political parties by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. A 3-member panel, after hearing arguments on July 14, 2026, said the date for its judgment would be communicated to all parties. The appellate court had earlier suspended the execution of the Federal High Court's ruling, criticizing the lower court for delivering judgment despite an early order to halt proceedings. The Federal High Court had directed INEC to deregister the ADC Action People's Party APP, Action Alliance AA, Accord Party AP, and Zenith Labour Party ZLP for allegedly failing to meet constitutional requirements. Justice Peter Lifu also barred the parties from operating as registered political parties and restrained INEC from recognizing them, accepting their candidates, or allowing them to participate in the preparations for the 2027 general elections, pending the outcome of the case. Now, on the issue of the, Prince Adeniyi Adeyemi, self-proclaimed Director General of the alleged fake Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council, PFIPC, has been arrested following a court-issued warrant. The Federal High Court in Abuja ordered his arrest after he failed to appear for arraignment on charges of conspiracy, forgery, and impersonation. Justice Mohammed Umar granted the prosecution's application for the arrest when the defendant was absent in court. Adeyemi was later apprehended by operatives of the Intelligence Response Team (IRT) in Osun State. Confirming the development, the Nigerian Police Force through the force public relations officer's office said the suspect is now in custody and will face the charges against him in court. Now on entertainment, Nigerian Nollywood actress and filmmaker Funke Akindele has revealed the sacrifices she made while working on her latest movie, Behind the Scenes, saying she put her social life on hold to focus on the project. According to Akindele, she stayed away from parties, reduced social visits, and devoted herself entirely to the production, often losing sleep and sometimes forgetting to eat. She said the hard work has paid off, with the movie grossing 2.7 billion naira at the box office. In a post on Instagram, the award-winning filmmaker said her success was built on years of learning, prayers, careful planning, constant evaluation, and dedication, adding that giving all to the project was a key to its remarkable achievement. Now on sports, the Nigeria Super Falcon will take on Ghana's Black Queens in a high-profile international friendly on Saturday, July 18, 2026 at the Stade El Abiza Ali in Casablanca, Morocco. Kick-off is scheduled for 4 p.m. West African time. The match will serve as the final warm-up for both teams ahead of the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations WAFCON. The Super Eagles have established their training camp in Casablanca with key players including Captain Rashidat Ajibade, Chiamaka Nadoze, Azizat Oshoala, and Tune Pane, all already in camp. The friendly offers the 10-time African champions one last opportunity to fine-tune preparations before the start of the WAFCON campaign. Now on foreign news, U.S. President Donald Trump has withdrawn his proposed 20% reimbursement fee for ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz, saying it will be replaced with trade and investment agreements from Gulf nations. In a post on his Truth Social platform, Trump said the new approach followed productive discussions with Gulf leaders and would attract billions of dollars in investments, creating millions of jobs in the United States. He added that the U.S. would instead maintain restrictions only on vessels traveling to and from Iranian ports or carrying Iranian cargo. Speaking alongside Iraqi Prime Minister Ali al-Zaidi at the White House, Trump said leaders from several Gulf countries had urged him to reconsider the proposal in favor of stronger economic partnership, while noting that the U.S. helps secure the strategic waterway. Trump said he does not believe any country should impose fees for using the Strait of Hormuz, but argued that the current arrangement is unfair to the United States, which bears much of the security burden. And that's it with news updates on Morning Dew. Plenty more to come when we return. Stay with us.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Yes, welcome back, and let's see what makes the headlines in the papers, starting with Business Day. On Business Day, we have Nigeria's inflation to hold near 15.9% on stable Naira. FG grants Shell tax credit to unlock $20 billion deeper water project. And of course, we have fresh attacks keep plateau, Benue farmers off fields as bloodshed escalates. That's what we have in the Business Day.
Moving on to Daily Trusts, we have Phantom Council DG detained, Bajabiamela listed as witnesses. And that's all we take for the Daily Trust this morning.
Let's now move to Nigerian Tribune, and the major headline on the paper this morning reads, "Go after other bandits, terrorists nationwide, Senate tells federal government." We have this writers, cautions Makinde to stop trivializing government efforts. Oyo Assembly backs governor on call for UN probe. Orire, hospital discharges 25 out of 39 on admission. That's on pages 3 and 4 of the Nigerian Tribune today. Now, and above the masthead, police arrest fake PFIPC DG at DME in Osun. Lawyers, politicians differ on appeal court ruling on implications of ADC primaries. That's on Nigerian Tribune. We have this one on health. Lassa fever deaths rise to 219 as cases hit 891 in 23 states. We also have ultrasound may help prevent arthritis after joint injuries, coming from researchers. Reps drop on state police bill, considers Tinubu's proposal, refer bill to special ad hoc committee on constitution review. These are the topical stories on Nigerian Tribune.
Now we'll move on to the point where we have Delta governor seeks Delta State House of Assembly's approval for 2025 supplementary budgets. And here we have State Assembly speakers back Tinubu now on state policing. And also we have Governor Oboriwori's more agenda has zero tolerance for shoddy jobs, reports substandard jobs contractors by texting and sending pictures only to the telephone numbers there. And also we have police arrest fake agency DG at Deyemi. And that's all for the points at this morning.
Next is The Guardian. On The Guardian, we have fuel jumps by 100 naira per litre as Dangote shifts $1.84 billion forex burden to marketers. Then we have PFIPC. Calls grow for Senate Gbajabiamila probe as police arrest Adeyemi. Reps query DAGF over deductions from MDA statutory funds. And of course, we have Senate lawyers, CSO divided over Makinde's push for UN probe. That's all we have. Okay, weather forecast predicts daily rain for the next 10 days.
That's serious. When does it start?
That's it on the Guardian.
Yeah, so moving to the Punch, we have how IGP Special Forces arrested controversial DJ in Osun hideouts. Then we have the writers down here said, inside the 1 week manhunt that led to Adeyemi's arrest, Abuja High Court postpones arraignment until September 30. NBA orders push for evidence-driven investigation. And on the top part of it, we have FG ends UN lead humanitarian coordination. Reps dump on state police B, adopts Tinubu's version. And on the Oyo State adoption, Senate SGF thwarts Makinde UN probe demand. And lastly, here we have INEC recognizes Atiku 470 ADC candidates. And that's it for the punch.
And before we move ahead from the Punch success, we have the pictures of the rescued Oyo pupils on
yes.
the front cover of the Punch. You can see women rejoicing, excited to be reunited with their lost but found children. Now, what do we have on Daily Sun? Beside the masthead to the right of it, ADC rift worsens as factions threaten Atiku with legal action. Asks INEC to remove David Mark's NWC from portal. And we have below that party primaries. We legislated against ourselves. That's coming from Senate President Akpabio. Onaya contacts lawmakers on effective representation. The topical issue on Daily Sun today is Senate to federal government intensify military operations against terrorists. And of course, with the rider similar to the earlier one we hinted. Oil is still in the news. Oil hits 1 month high of $86.79 as UN-Iran conflict escalates. NYC threatens to blacklist hostile core employers over welfare and accommodation. This is something we should take note of. Those who employ core members, the hostile ones, need to read this story. Presidency reaffirms commitment to productive relationship with the National Assembly. These are the topical stories today on Daily Sun.
And moving on to Vanguard this morning, we have ADC insists appeal court verdict has no effect on presidential tickets. Why Tinubu didn't call Makinde over Orire rescue. Why Nigerians database still fragments despite NIMC's claim. Tinubu transmits state police constitution amended bill to reps. INEC chair seeks more funding for election. Now the topical story here saying police nab DG Adeyemi in Oshun village hideout as court orders his arrest for failing to appear. Fixes September 30th for arraignment. And that's it for the Vanguard.
We can see
Okay.
Adeyemi on the screen. I wonder why he's sitting like
I don't know.
I don't think I like this
don't know
picture.
what's
Yes,
happening.
he
I
would
don't
have.
think I like that
Yes.
picture.
That's like
All
a good
right,
one
we
at
still
all.
have the final paper.
And you know that the way the media frames even pictures
Yes,
matter
Yes.
as well.
Empire newspaper is the last one. Senate falls Makinde's UN probe call over Oyo school abduction. Comments Tinubu, service chiefs, other agencies on rescue of school children. Urges FG to ensure the prompt payment of all statutory death benefits, insurance claims, pensions, and other welfare entitlements to the families of the fallen heroes. And of course, top there you have NURTW Lagos Organizing Secretary Toba Ajiboye allegedly dies after reported assassination attack in Lagos. Tinubu sends state police bill to reps, seeks constitutional backing for total security reforms. That's all we have as headlines in the papers. When we come back, we shall be looking at some of the issues that stood out in the headlines. Stay with us. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
of Asaba, where the street tells the stories every single day.
From the corridors of powers to the decisions shaping governance and politics in Delta and Nigeria.
From traders counting every naira to families battling rising costs and uncertain times.
From football pitches to sporting successes to the major developments making the headlines all over the world.
And from the untold human stories, the struggles, victories, resilience, and hope of the everyday Nigerians.
This is the news beyond the headlines. Dott TV News are your trusted window to stories that truly matter to the people. Here, we don't just report events, we tell the human stories behind them.
We impose extra burden on the masses. I feel your pain.
Only humility will lead us to unity, and unity will lead us to peace.
Go to the market and sell your products.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Yes, welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. We want to look at some headlines that stood out in the papers and see how we can, analyze them for all our consumption. And of course, Godfrey Barker is already in the studio. You're welcome.
Thank you so very much.
How are you
Henry.
this morning?
I'm okay. It's a bright
Welcome,
midweek.
sir.
All right. We'll see how we can give you coffee afterwards.
No. He should be bringing coffee for us. Of course, he's an honorable member of the house.
He's our guest.
Well, I think
He's
How
our-
can you share it
I
again?
think the privilege of sharing some moments with you and your ladies is enough for me.
Okay, you're not asking for coffee.
I'm no longer asking for
Thank you
coffee.
for your understanding. All right, let's start with INEC this morning. We have INEC, as it were, recognizing Atiku Abubakar. What do we have to say to that?
Well, INEC is in the news this morning for two major reasons.
Yes.
One, the chairman is asking for increased funding. Increased funding.
Yes.
And we all do know that they have been given some 873.78 billion. And we hear from his disclosure yesterday that they are suffering brain drain, that a number of their top staff have left the country. And but beyond that, so they need to actually have some hands employed. And they also need more funding. Yes, I have nothing against improved funding for INEC.
Okay.
My worry is at the end of the day, let it not be as if we are funding either a fake agency or an extension or a parastatal of the federal government or the ruling APC.
No, but let's look at it this way. Did they not have a budget before that was approved for them?
They have a budget. He's saying that this is like asking for a supplementary budget.
Okay.
It's like saying that in the light of things now and with the election coming close, that they had off-season election and now the proper elections are coming close. They've been trying to monitor as umpire the political parties that they need more funding. If the whole of this 873.78 billion naira is spent on an agency, it should be for a purpose.
Okay.
It should be that of a truth they should be independent and play a critical role in the deepening of our democracy. Because we can't spend this much, and at the end of the day, it's a fait accompli. At the end of the day, the results are already predetermined. Then it becomes a mockery of democracy. Then we can as well...
And of the money spent.
Yes, we can as well ask that all of us go back to status quo and this money be used to fund education or fund health. So if this money is being spent and the chairman is asking for improved funding, then Nigerians should... Because the last time he spoke and they asked for improved funding, he said that INEC should not be held accountable if there are glitches.
That's a threat.
That they do not have control. They are not Airtel, they are not Glo, they are not MTN. So that they will do what they can do. But should there be hitches in terms of transmission, and it now becomes a credibility question that INEC should not be held accountable. That to me is like presenting an alibi.
That's right.
Ahead of a situation.
Ahead of it.
Then why would we spend all this money for an agency that is not sure that is going to deliver on credibility, on accountability? It's already given a window of excuse because it does not own a communication channel of its own. That's my worry as a Nigerian. That indeed is my worry. And on the issue of recognizing Atiku, you know, and the products of their David Mark-led congresses, I think that is kudos. But again, the judicial issues are still going from one court to the other. But now that Atiku and his team know that INEC have them in their portal, we expect that they should be able to go out there, present alternative to Nigerians with the other opposition parties. Because the issue of de-recognizing, you know, the grounds on which the court came to that conclusion, as it were, that they have not gotten 25% of votes, they have not had any member in the National Assembly and all that. But we do know, we understand the circumstances of these political bigwigs aggregating under the umbrella of ADC. So you shouldn't judge them now with the previous records.
They are just becoming together.
They are just coming together. And give them the benefit of doubt. And do not go too technical on the grounds of you wanting to deregister them. So I think they should be given level playing ground and let Nigerians decide what the future of our democracy.
Now, it has become customary for us to review costs, especially for projects and all that. INEC is not a fresh body. It is only the chairman that is appointed, maybe at every point of election, or if the other one retires, whatever they are doing. But at every point in time, we have INEC. Now, I know their time of transition to electronic approach to conduct of elections. So what structures are they looking for to build again that they're asking for this level of money? Over 800 billion. What would they be looking for the money for?
Well, do not forget that the logistics for election, you know, if we want to be fair to them, the logistics for election requires that they go into partnership with like the National Union of Road Transport Workers and all that. But they are not going to give these services free.
Free of charge.
For you to distribute materials across the nation, then of course that partnership needs to work, but you need to some level of fueling and funding. And they are now saying that in the light of current realities, that the funding needs to be improved. And I want to repeat that Nigerians shouldn't have so much against that, but that if you're funding something, you should know what you're funding and what you expect to get in return. We are funding democracy. Let it not be that at the end of the day, we are getting already predetermined results, and that you funded democracy, but it didn't lead to the leadership emerging from the people, because democracy is about the leadership emerging from the people. That is it. But if you have a semblance of democracy, but at the end of the day, a few people are determining and not the people, then you have robbed the people, even to the second power, because you have robbed them of their opportunity to elect who should govern them. Then you have also robbed them, because the money that ought to be appropriated for their improved welfare, you have used it to fund an agency that ab initio was just to give a facade of democracy, not democracy in the real sense. And that will not be good enough.
Over the past few weeks or the past few days, something has been brewing. Of course, we've been talking of the 2027 election, but we've also seen a phantom council and a man who has been said to be a fake DG of an agency, and now he's been arrested in an Oshun hideout, of course, perhaps in his village where he went to hide. We saw his picture earlier on the screen. How would you react to his arrest, especially now that the spokesperson of the presidency, the chief of staff, Gbajabiamila, has been listed as a witness?
Yeah, victory for the presidency, yes. Who are the other key actors? But whether it's victory for justice remains to be seen. Because when he was not arrested, he was granting interviews. He was speaking out, himself and his lawyers. Yeah, don't forget that the presidency, they had to be very, very strategic about this. They went to court. Himself said he was not safe, that he feared for his life. So he didn't appear in court. So the court now gave order. Otherwise, it would have been, the headline this morning would have been that he was abducted. But the presidency needed to go with court pronouncement.
Procedural.
Yeah, they needed to be procedural. Thank you. So now the court haven't declared that he should be arrested, and the presidency moved swiftly.
Of course.
With I wish we could be swift like this in handling other matters. But you could see desperation. They need to have him kept in a place. And our expectation is that this will not be a way to cover up justice, because Nigerians are interested in this matter and they want to see justice served. He said he paid some money, which he borrowed,
about
400 million, and that there is an outstanding 200 million. And so that it's not fake. If it's fake, how come that he has an office space allocated to him, staff, about 300 of them,
300
then a budgetary subhead. And he said as much as that it is the sharing formula for the take-off grant, about 24 billion or so. That is the percentage for the sharing formula. That is the issue. You understand? And through him, Nigerians got to know how vulnerable, how opaque the system is, and the openness to corrupt tendencies. So he may not be a hero, but he should not be demonized at this stage. Don't forget that the president has said 30 days window for ICPC to get him probed. While people are saying an independent probe would have been okay. The main opponent in this drama is the chief of staff to the president, Femi Gbajabiamila.
And by extension, the president.
Yes, but while this scandal is brewing, he got a promotion to preside over a committee that the president set up. And members of the committee had to kick that, given a normal situation, that he ought by now to have stepped down. Why this issue is being looked at. The fact that the president is still retaining him.
That's
Bajabiamala. The fact that the president is still retaining him. Don't forget that somebody had died over this matter.
Yeah.
And Nigerians are also hoping that now that Adeyemi is in the custody of the president, that he should not be deleted, as it were. And
Is
the
it
matter,
the custody of the president or the custody of the police?
there's no difference between a centralized police system and the president. That's why Nigeria has dilly-dallied so much in decentralizing the police.
What difference would
the IG is an extension of the presidency.
What difference would have an independent probe made in this matter? What difference?
An independent probe would have been more detached.
Okay.
You know, and would have served Nigeria some more justice, because it's beyond this. We want to know how many other agencies that are fake and are being funded.
There could be others.
We want to know how come that the secretary to the federal government, you know, as it were, assented to this. How did he open the central bank accounts? And how come the Senate, even when the Senate say that there is no petition before them, how come that they accommodated him? The Senate has spoken as much as saying that it was executive injection, that it was executive that injected that. So at what stage do we pad our budgets, and at what stage do we executive inject, knowing that in a democracy, after the Constitution, the next most sacred document is the budget.
Yeah. All right. I want to come from this angle, because the way it has tailed off, ab initio, it was a matter between Adeyemi, the presidency, with the person of Bajabiamila, and then, of course, the Senate, as it concerns approval of budget to that agency. Now the man has been marooned, quarantined.
Yes.
It's now a case of him on one side and government on the other side. What's his fate? Can he survive this?
Hanging in the balance. But it's a case of interest. And beyond Nigeria, the world wants to know. Because corruption has been the bane of our development. And this is a classic case of corruption, you know? And it goes a whole lot to explain why we have not developed. It goes a whole lot to explain why our expenditure pattern as a country is opaque, the lack of accountability, and the fact that we keep borrowing and borrowing. It's about fiscal responsibility.
Yeah.
We have shown that we are not responsible as a nation. So there is so much at stake, and this is a classic case that and so the Adeyemi, his safety wherever he is of paramount interest, not just to his family. Don't forget that his father was picked up, his father had been arrested, and that showed the desperation. So we do expect that he should be, we are in a democracy, it's about rule of law. He should be properly arraigned before the court. He should also be given the benefit of that. He says he has documents, so there should be fair hearing. And let us not hear that he developed one ailment and that he died from there.
All right, viewer, we're still on the conversation. When we come back, we continue with paper review. Stay with us. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Yes, welcome back. And of course, we one headline that talks about the National Youth Service Corps members. We know of a truth that the ideals of the NYSC were to, enforce unity amongst the various tribes in the nation. That's one. Two, also to give our youngsters the opportunity to serve the nation and then receive a measure of military training in terms of security and, of course, awareness in matters of self-defense. Now we're having a lot of issues. What was thrown up today is how corpers are treated by their employers. Most of them end up not having good accommodation, which was supposed to be one of the prescriptions. Some of them have become cheap labor to some organizations. They just go to the NYC camp, request for corpers, ship them to their place, and then, of course, they have now become transitory. Now, what do you take away in terms of the welfare of corpers? I know it's a long time you served.
Pretty long time. But even at that, I have always been very passionate about issues of NYSC.
Yes.
Because each time I'm confronted with issues of NYSC, what comes readily to mind is the post-Civil War Nigeria.
Yeah.
And one of the shining legacies of General Gowon. Thank God he is still alive, hale and hearty. So the concept was to see how to get Nigeria united the more, for us to understand the different parts of the country.
And feel safe anywhere.
Yeah, feel safe anywhere. But over time, I think the first set was in 1973. 1973.
Exactly.
Yes. So from then till now, a whole lot has happened. And so some of us had expected that the reform that the presidency mooted concerning NYSC should look at these critical areas and not necessarily about their uniform. We talk of uniform because over and over, people who were not comfortable with the conduct of Nigerian police have had to, we have been confronted with a situation where they have changed their uniform over time. But it didn't change the one wearing the uniform.
It was business.
Yes, it didn't change the one wearing the uniform because they say the hood doesn't make the monk. It's not about uniform. So whether they wear the red or they wear the khaki, there are issues about NYC that should be taken cognizance of and should be taken care of. It is not ideal that I, Godfrey Baka, I am from Ibadan or Ife. And I attend my primary school in Ife or Ibadan. Secondary school in Ife and Ibadan. And University of Ibadan or Ife. And eventually, I serve in Ife. And possibly after the service, go ahead to do my master's and PhD in Ife. And become a doctor and a professor in Ife and Ibadan. I'm going to be a professor who does not understand Nigeria.
And get married there too.
I'm going to be a professor of whatever who does not understand Nigeria.
That's right.
Who just understands Ife and Ibadan. And so I will see somebody from the southeast as in whatever prison, because I have never traveled across the Niger, across River Niger. The same way, if you're from Maiduguri and primary secondary school in Maiduguri and end up in University of Maiduguri, or Ahmadu Bello University, and you never traveled to Calabar. When you hear of somebody from Calabar, and by the time the concept is that by the time you are a graduate, you are a ready recruit for administration, to administer Nigeria. So you should understand the space that you are administering. And so the policy says you should serve outside where you school, the region where you school, university education, and the region of your birth. So if you're from Delta and had reason to school in University of Nigeria, Nsukka, you are not likely to serve in anywhere around there. You are most likely to either southwest or the north. For you to understand the Nigerian space Really not. You know, but over time we have had situations where certain parts of the country have become not adequately secured.
That's right.
And so parents also feel that I cannot, after training my child over the years, and now send him to, and they allow him to be sent to serve
A war
in
zone.
a war zone now. And so that is happening. And so you see a situation where people go for the orientation camp and return to places that are relatively peaceful. That happened a whole lot. What now happens is that you don't have enough of them in some parts of the country, and you have a glut of them in some parts of the country. And that leads to a situation where some of them become ready cheap labor, recycled over and over again. And some employers are not ready to employ people because they are waiting for another cycle of NYSC to get people. And there is the NYSC Act talks of provision that if you want coppers, you should be ready to house them.
Okay.
We now have people that are not housed.
Be ready to provide a level of welfare
for them.
Especially since he left his familiar environment
Exactly.
to be with you.
Exactly. Especially now that we are talking of an environment that is preponderantly not secured. We have seen situations where some of them face attack in some parts of the country. You know, so they should be properly quartered. And this should be the responsibility of both the local government, the state, and of course the federal government. There should be NYSC lodges. Private employers. You cannot have an outfit and you are asking for 10 coppers. Meanwhile, you do not have provision for
not even a place for them.
Some don't even
so
pay
where
the
would they be
stipend.
operating from?
Some don't pay the
stipend
stipend, the monthly stipend,
paid.
and those are the issues. Now let's talk about
the monthly stipend is paid by the
even if
NYSC.
the local government
The employer should
not specified.
It is not, the amount is not specified.
Okay.
There are no specific amount.
Yes.
Something should be paid.
Yes,
Something should be paid for the welfare.
For the welfare.
Now that the NYSC, because we picked this story from a national daily, it was reported that the NYSC plans to blacklist these employers who take advantage of core members not providing